What's going on, my people? What's going on? Okay, no, it's not made for kids. There we go. Okay, what's going on, people? What's going on? How's it going? Just wait for a few to get into the chat and then we'll be good to go. What's going on, everyone? I said I'll be back today again. Yes, Naima, I hope you're well. I said I'll be back again today. Quick couple hours, hopefully speaking to you guys about this fight. Hello, Danny. I hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope you're all staying safe. How are we keeping? Salute, Brendan. I hope you're well. How's it going? I hope you're well. I hope you're keeping well. Let people come in and then we'll get underway. Salute. You call me to call you. I forgot what you told me to call you. Chalu, right? Choi. Yeah, Choi. That's it. You asked me to call you Choi. I think the mind games are getting to Canelo a little. Lol. Possibly. Hi, Richard. I hope you're well. Yeah, possibly. Canelo, he's basically come out and said that, listen, I think losers make excuses. Yeah, smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. Get Kev in effect. How's it going, Kev? I hope you're well. How's it going? Hi. I don't know what you're saying. Hi, Moin. I hope you're well. Yes, Choi. Yeah, I remember from yesterday. Choi. How are we doing anyway? We're all good, yeah? What are you making of all the stuff that's going on with Billy Joe and thing? Did you see Tyson Fury? Did you see Tyson Fury having a go at Hearn today? Brilliant. KA, hope you're well. Salam to you as well, bro. Hope you're well. Did you see Tyson Fury's video today? That was brilliant. Tyson Fury went in on Hearn today. He weren't having it. Fury's. I think this is going to be a great build-up and a better, more competitive fight than people think. Yeah, possibly. I think you're right, Neymar. I think you're right. I think it will be a lot more competitive than people think. But I honestly think that what people think is eventually going to come to fruition in the ring. I think Canelo will win. I just don't see a scenario where Billy Joe wins. It's hard for me. I'm trying to look at every angle. It's very difficult to see Billy Joe pulling this one off. It's a hard fight, man. It's a hard fight. If he wins, I think, you know, I know people say Sugar Ray Robinson and what was it's not coming to my head again. That's what happens when you have late night. Sugar Ray Robinson and Randolph Turpin. That's it. That's the biggest upset. But I don't think so. I think this would be, in modern times, I think this would be the biggest upset, probably. But, you know, biggest winner British fighter of all time. I genuinely do believe that. Canelo's in the peak of his prime. He's in his prime right now. He's got the momentum. He seems like a beast. When I think on it, Yildirim at least fought back against Eubank. Yet he was scared to throw hardly anything v Canelo. I think Canelo's punching power will play a critical factor v BGS. Yeah, and not just that, Brendan. I think Canelo has improved so much in terms of his boxing ability, his movement. I think the way he closes off the ring, the fact that he's a more patient fighter, the fact that he doesn't get hit even when he's walking forward. He's a come forward box fighter that doesn't get hit. You don't really get a Canelo type of style. How many fighters do you know with a Canelo type of style where Canelo is able to walk forward, walk you down, but then make you miss while he's coming forward as well, and then hit and then counter you? So he's making you miss while walking forward, putting pressure on you, and then he's got serious power, and then he's making you miss as well. How many fighters do you know that are like that? I don't know many fighters that can do that. That can walk forward, that have got serious punching power, right? And that's also got great head movement while walking forward, and don't get hit much clean walking forward. Very few fighters, man, are capable of doing that. Canelo, that's why I like him so much, because he's an unbelievable fighter right now. Okay, what's Naima saying? I understand Canelo has loads of layers in his game, but everyone can have an off night. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Are we hoping that he has an off night? Danny says here that Saunders knows he's lost this fight. That's why he's making excuses. Is that the case, Danny? Is that what you think? Saunders knows he has lost the fight. That's why he's making excuses. I don't think any fighter goes into a fight, Danny, thinking they've lost the fight. I think Saunders believes he can win. I just think he's trying to get. I think he's trying to play mind games with Canelo, and I also think he's trying to get the message out there to everybody that, listen, I want a fair fight. And listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with Billy Joe making it known to the judges that, listen, I want a fair fight. Listen, at the end of the day, he's put in a very hard training camp for this fight, right? And if the fight is close and he wants a fair shake, I don't mind that. But I think he's made his point known now. I think everybody's heard his point. He's made his point known. And I think now we should let that to one side. Listen, Billy Joe, Tyson Fury, these guys are brilliant at getting under a fighter's skin. They're brilliant at that. So I do expect. I know in the current climate, they don't come face to face anymore, and they don't have press conferences like they used to back before the pre-COVID. But I do think, like, even whether it's online, and I think they may come face to face. They might do one press conference face to face. I can't wait for that. I don't know whether they're going to meet up next week and they are going to do face to face. They're going to all be online. I hope they do. I hope they do come face to face, because I know Billy Joe will have a few things to say. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Billy Joe's either going to have something to say, or he's either going to try to get under Canelo's skin, or he's not going to say anything. I don't know. Personally, I think getting under Canelo's skin is just going to work against you. So I want to address Richard's point. Richard says, I don't think it would be a massive upset if BJS won. He's an undefeated two-weight world champion. It's not like he's a nobody. Yeah, a good point by Richard there. Richard makes a very good point that he's not a nobody. I just think Canelo right now is at such a high place that, like Ryan Rhodes said the other day, that this would be, was it Ryan Rhodes or Dave Coldwell? It'd be one of the biggest wins by a British fighter. Now, I remember Dave Coldwell said the same thing when Amir Khan fought Terence Crawford. And I was like, if Khan beats Crawford, is it that big? Yeah, it's a big win, but is it that big a win? Because Khan's already beaten a lot of top names. So what's Dave Coldwell saying? Like, Crawford is not that proven as well. But Canelo, now, with this case, Canelo is very proven. His resume is unbelievable. Billy Joe is not as proven, right? And I just think there's a massive gap. And I think, put it this way, Richard. In the American fans' mind, this would be a huge upset, right? Maybe not to a lot of like some people in the UK, and there'll be to a lot of people in the UK, it will be an upset, but it wouldn't be as huge to some people that know Billy Joe. Like, for me, it would be a big upset because I'm not expecting Billy Joe to win, because although he's an undefeated two-weight world champion, like you said, I just think that Canelo's at an even higher level, way higher level. And it is no disrespect to Billy Joe when I say that. It's more the fact that I think that Canelo's at such a high level. It's not the fact that I think that Billy Joe's not good. It's just the fact that I think Canelo is on another level right now. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. It's no disrespect to Billy Joe. Personally, I see a stoppage in favor of Canelo. Don't forget Saunders went the distance with C-level fighters. Who has he knocked out to date? Yeah, but I don't think Billy Joe's looking to win this fight by knockout. Billy Joe's trying to win this fight by a decision. He's trying to outbox Canelo. So I don't really think, you know, knocking Canelo out is in his mind. I think he may, if he's saying that, he's just saying it for the, you know, trying to get under his skin, mind games, etc. But he's not going to knock Canelo out. He's more going to outbox him. Are you excited for the new boxing game coming out? I'm not really into games that much, but I used to play a Prince Nassim Hamed boxing game back in the day. but I don't really play that much any more games and stuff. Canelo beats Saunders yep. I think I agree with that. He might underestimate BJS and possibly win a close decision. Possibly. Do you think he'll win a close decision? Do you think the judges will give him a close decision? What do you think? We haven't seen Canelo fight a slick southpaw since Lara. Who will have the better fight, Lara or Billy Joe? Yeah, but is this Canelo the same Canelo that fought Lara? Is this Canelo improved massively since then? Is it the same version? Is it the same? Is Billy Joe going to be facing the same Canelo? Is Billy Joe going to be facing the same Canelo that Lara faced? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I don't think Billy Joe is facing the same Canelo that Lara faced. Guys, smash the like button. Everybody in the live stream, smash the like button. Let's get those likes up. Let's smash that like button, guys. I'd appreciate if you all smash the like button. Okay, so it says here, Lucky SS says, Gypsies are special. BJS will win 100%. I don't really listen. I think Billy Joe's got skills. He's a good fighter. Let's see if you're right. Let's see if it matters what background you're from, or I don't really like believing in, like, if you're from a certain background, or you know when people say I'm from this background, so that makes me harder, makes me tough, because like Canelo could easily say, look how many Mexican world champions there's been, right? That we're tough, we're hard, and they've got a history proving that as well. You know, how many Gypsy world champions have there been? Tyson Fury, Billy Joe, Andy Lee. I don't know. Is there any more? I don't know, but like with Mexicans, they have a huge, like, I don't think it comes down to background. Like personally, I just think I personally think it comes down to your skills, your talent, your ability, and Billy Joe has that. So if he wins this fight, I think it'll be down to the fact that, all right, I've answered this question. It'll be down to the fact that because he's got exceptional skills. Fury is looking very well, healthy, and most importantly, his mind is in the right place. I also hope Ryan Garcia is doing okay. Yeah, Fury's in a great place, man. Fury's in a great place, and I think he's looking well as well. I think he's going to be hard to beat, Fury. Ryan Garcia, I hope Ryan Garcia is doing well. Ryan Garcia was really horrible news that, you know, when I heard that Ryan Garcia, you know, fell ill. I hope Ryan Garcia can make a speedy recovery and get back to his best. I'm a big fan of Ryan Garcia. I know, you know, people still want to see whether he's real and stuff, but at the end of the day, we need to support him, and hopefully he can get back to his best. I really felt for him when I heard that news, because, you know, mental health is really bad, and I think we should give people space. This kid seems the fame is getting to his head. Possibly, you know, fame can get to your head, man. It's not a great thing. See, someone mentioned, I think one in the live stream the other day, not all gold is great. You know, not all gold is great. So Slim Shelley says, I think Saunders wins in by decision, and Canelo have never fought a gypsy before, and I've never seen Saunders so serious for a fight. Wow. Another one that's bringing in the background. Yeah. Listen, let's see if you're right. Let's see if Canelo, Billy Joe's going to prove that, you know, the background that he's from is going to be a massive factor in this fight. Billy Joe is motivated. He is in great shape. He's in great condition. Is that going to be enough? We'll find out May 8th. So Kevin Effect says, Billy Joe knows how dirty the sport of boxing can be. Of course he knows. Everyone knows how dirty the sport of boxing can be. The sport of boxing is, unfortunately, at times, very dirty. Very dirty. And a lot of people get frustrated. A lot of people get angry about the fact that, you know, judges, look at the decision on the weekend. David Adelaide. What do you guys make of that? David Adelaide and that Camille guy. That Camille guy, apparently he's been robbed 4 or 5 times like that previously, right? The guy's got no backing, no marketing, nothing. He's just a guy that's, everyone says, a journeyman, but he's been robbed 5 or 6 times. Like, it's not fair. It's not fair, because if that guy wins, that guy would get a big fight. That guy's purse would be a lot bigger for his next fight. But he's being robbed. He's being robbed of that opportunity. Yeah, now, because of the bad decision, he may get another fight, but the purse may not be the same. You know, I just don't like the fact the guy's going in there, putting his life on the line. Give him a fair shake. Give him a fair shake. Now, Billy Joe's a guy at a high level. He's financially well. But what about that guy at Camille who's a journeyman? we don't think about fighters like that are struggling to get by. And when they get robbed, it has a massive impact on them financially. Billy Joe, even if he gets robbed, he's a millionaire. He's going to make millions for the fight against Canelo. But what about those journeymen that like Camille, for example? And a lot of people say he's not a journeyman. He's actually a very good fighter. And he might be a very good fighter. But he hasn't got the backing. He hasn't got a man, he hasn't got powerful people behind him. So he gets robbed like that. And that's the sad thing about boxing. Okay, I've answered this question. Okay, so Nappy Head Nate says, why is Canelo wants to fight as old as Floyd, but don't want to fight a prime, young, hungry lion like Andre, Charlos, and David Benavidez? But isn't he fighting, Nappy Head Nate, isn't he fighting a young, hungry lion in Saunders? Isn't that a young, hungry lion? What's that all about? Isn't Saunders, or you don't think Saunders is no good? I don't understand where this, unless you think Charlo, Benavidez and Andre are like levels and levels above Saunders, then I don't understand what's that all about. I don't understand. Okay, so Nappy responded and says Billy Joe looked bad in his last 2 fights, bro. Yeah, listen, he has. But do you think Andre looked good in his last fight? Do you think on that performance that Andre had with Liam Williams, do you think that beats Canelo on that performance, Andre? Charlo looked brilliant. I'll give that. Charlo looked great against Derevyanchenko. Massive respect to Charlo. Charlo's a problem. I even said I think Charlo could be a problem for Canelo because I personally think the style that's going to beat Canelo is like a Golovkin Charlo. Physical, strong. Although I don't know. I question whether Charlo has the boxing IQ to beat someone like Canelo. And to be honest, I want to see him fight a David Benavidez. I want to see Charlo fight a Andrade. What I don't understand is why ain't Charlo and Andrade fighting each other? Why is it that they're looking for Canelo? Canelo's fighting Billy Joe. Why don't they fight one another? And then the winner puts himself in a great position to fight Canelo, right? If Charlo and Andrade fight, the winner puts himself in a great position. They'll be unified. Why don't Golovkin, Charlo, Andrade, Murata fight it out? The number 1 guy, then Canelo can clean up. If Canelo can do his thing at 168, if he can win, because listen, he has to beat Saunders. He has to beat a Plant, right? Then not easy fights. They were against world champions, undefeated world champions, right? Then why don't they fight one another? Why is it that Canelo has to fight everybody one by one, but these guys don't have to fight one another? Like Billy Joe's got his shot against Canelo. Who did he fight at 160 or 168? Which top fighters did he fight? Out of all the names that we think are the top guys, who has Andrade fought? Who has Charlo fought? Who did Callum Smith fight? Who has Caleb Plant fought? Who has David Benavidez fought? But yet everyone always digging out Canelo. Yet Canelo has got an unbelievable resume. Canelo's fought Golovkin. Canelo's fought Jacobs. Canelo's fought Callum Smith. Now he's going to fight Billy Joe. Then he's going to fight Caleb Plant. What? I don't understand. I don't understand what we want from Canelo. Whoa, Lucky SS says that Canelo's a hype job. Gig beat him. Oh, Golovkin beat him twice. Wow, come on. Come on. Do you honestly think GGG? Do you think Billy Joe would beat GGG? That version that Canelo fought, and I don't think he lost the second fight. Yeah, I'll agree. The first fight, I think Golovkin won that one, but the second fight, come on. The second fight, I thought Canelo won that. That was close as well, but a hype job. Come on. Okay, Nappy Head Nate says, who has Yildirim fought to get a shot at Canelo? Yeah, he hasn't fought anyone. You're right, but that was his mandatory. So don't blame that on Canelo. Blame that on the WBC. Why have they got him as mandatory? That's what I'm saying. Why have the WBC got him as mandatory? I agree with you. I agree with you that Yildirim, who has he fought? Right? I agree with you that Yildirim shouldn't have fought Canelo. But what you don't understand what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that Canelo is here putting in the work. He's going to fight Callum Smith in December. Okay, he fought Yildirim, which fair enough. Then he's fighting Billy Joe. Then he's going to fight Plant. Then he's talking about coming down and fighting Golovkin or whoever. Like, I just don't think who's doing it like that. Who's fighting fighters like that back to back? That would be like Charlo fighting Andrade, Charlo fighting Golovkin, Charlo fighting, that's incredible, man. That's incredible. I just think I don't know how I don't know how anyone can hate on Canelo's resume and think that the guy's cherry picking, like, unless you just think Callum Smith is terrible, Billy Joe is terrible, Jacobs is terrible. And when you say that he lost to Golovkin, but you know what? When you fight Golovkin, listen, Canelo's probably the only guy against that version of Golovkin that probably would have gone 12 rounds with Golovkin. And you know what? Jacobs at that point was a great fighter as well. Because Jacobs fought well against Golovkin and Canelo, but Jacobs was a beast. Jacobs was proven. I don't think Canelo gets the credit, to be honest with you. I don't think he gets the credit, man. He's a great fighter. Okay. This will surely be biggest win in British history, but Canelo should win. He will go as a huge favorite in the bookies. Yeah, a massive favorite, not a massive favorite. Billy Joe's going to be a massive underdog by the bookies, according to the bookies anyway. Okay, if Billy didn't accomplish anything, what's the point of the fight? I don't understand what you mean by that. He has accomplished something. He's an undefeated two-division world champion. So he has accomplished. Well, I don't understand what you mean. And he's the current 168-pound champion. So I don't get that. I don't get that. He is definitely accomplished. He's not nowhere near as accomplished as Canelo, but he's accomplished. So Choi says that I think Canelo will break Billy down. He will literally push Triple G back in the second. He literally pushed Triple G back in the second fight. Nobody does that to Triple G. Canelo is a beast. I can't disagree with you. Triple G was talking about let's have a fight, let's have a fight, let's have a fight. And Canelo backed him up and pushed him back. Imagine that. Imagine backing like Golovkin up. Imagine backing Golovkin up, backing him, pushing him back. Imagine doing that to Gennady Golovkin. A guy that punches like a mule, punches so hard. Imagine backing that guy up. Canelo is the truth, without question. BJS will outpoint him, I think he's trying to say. Possibly. I won't be surprised. If Billy, okay, what's it? Okay, Billy Joe is smart for putting spotlight on judges. Yeah, he is, Robert. I agree with that because he wants to create public awareness. He wants to create awareness amongst the boxing fans. He wants to put pressure on the judges so then they give him a fair shake. He wants to put pressure because he wants a fair shake, and I totally understand that. I don't mind him doing that. I don't think there's anything wrong with him doing that because at the end of the day, he's got to look out for himself. He's got to look out for his interest in himself because he knows that this is the biggest fight of his career. This will define him as a fighter. This will define Billy Joe as a fighter. These type of fights define your legacy, define you as a fighter. And Billy Joe's got a great opportunity here. Anyone know what time it's showing UK time? So it'll probably be around 4 or 5 in the morning. Lucky, it'll be 4 or 5 in the morning. So Jose Ayala says, I think Billy Joe will win the early rounds, but start to wear down later on. Something similar like the Canelo fight. Possibly. I won't be surprised either. Robert Harrison says Felix Cash. Yes, did you watch Felix Cash's great win over Denzel Bentley? He's looking the part. He's looking the man right now at middleweight. Is he going to be a guy that's going to go and win a world title? Is he going to do it? Is Felix Cash the guy? What do you think, Robert? Is Felix Cash going to go on to become a world champion? Or do you think it's too early to say at this stage? Do you think Felix Cash beats Eubank? Do you think Felix Cash beats Liam Williams? Do you think Felix Cash v Jaime Munguia? How do you think he gets on in all those fights? Or do you think it's too early for him? It's too early for him to be jumping into fights with guys like that. Leave your thoughts. Okay, Naima Isham talking about Edgar Berlanga won on point slot after the 1-round KOs. Yes, Edgar Berlanga, that guy's got serious power. He probably needs to work on his boxing ability a little bit more if he wants to compete with the elite. But, you know, the power's there. The power's there. There's no doubt about it. The power is there. The power is definitely there. Fight Gamer, I hope you're well. He's just entered the chat. Fight Gamer, yeah. Hope you're well. Yeah, so Edgar Berlanga, good fighter, but we need to see more. We need to see him against some decent, you know, they're talking about him and Benavidez. I'd like that fight. Okay, Antonio says, nothing smart about Billy Joe making excuses about judges. He will get knocked out, so no need for judges. Wow, strong statement there. Possibly, I do think Canelo stops him, but at the end of the day, Billy Joe's a slick boxer. Billy Joe's going for a decision here. Billy Joe's looking to outbox Canelo. He knows Canelo's got a granite chin. He's looking to move and outbox Canelo for the 12 rounds. It's, for me, a smart thing for him to put pressure on the judges because he wants a fair shake. And there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest with you, Antonio. He may get knocked out, but he's got to do what he's got to do from his end to make sure he gets a fair shake. Didn't Canelo duck Canelo back in 2007? Okay, 1 minute. Let's go back. Didn't Canelo duck BJS back in 2017? When? When did he duck? When did he duck him? Canelo ducked BJS in 2017. I can't remember him ducking Billy Joe. Wasn't he fighting Golovkin in 2017? Okay. Given that Canelo beats BJS and Plant and becomes undisputed, who would you like to see the ring with Canelo? Given that Canelo beats BJS and Plant and becomes undisputed, who would you like to see in the ring with Canelo? I've told you guys, I want to see him fight Beterbiev, but Canelo's actually come out, and I'll actually do a video about that. Canelo's come out and said, I'm not moving up from 168. So that, I think that's poured water. Although his trainer, I didn't understand that because his trainer said yesterday that he wants Canelo to fight Beterbiev, but Canelo has said, I'm not moving up above 168. So is there a disagreement between fighter and trainer? Who knows? I don't know. So Kristen Purdy from Facebook, I hope you're well, Kristen, says Billy can win every round, and if it goes to the cards, he loses. So basically, Kristen, you're saying that Billy has zero chance of winning because you don't think he's going to get a decision. And let's be honest, he's not knocking Canelo out. So that's basically giving him zero chance of winning. I like to be optimistic. I like to think if Billy Joe was to do what you said he could do, even though I don't think he's going to do it, I don't think he's going to be able to outbox or dominate Canelo like that. I like to think the judges, I'm an optimist and think the judges will be fair, right? I would hate for him to beat Canelo. And like I said in my video, that if he beats Canelo and he doesn't get the decision, right? In my video after, I am going to be going mad, right? Because for me, that in boxing, the guy that wins the fight should be getting the guy that wins the fight needs to get the decision, because boxing is a very tough sport. You're getting punched in the head, and it's the only sport, as Teddy Atlas would say, no matter whether you win or lose, you're coming out with less of yourself, right? So if a guy wins and he doesn't get a decision, I am the first to I'm going to be the first to be slamming the door down, shouting, because at the end of the day, I just want a fair shake. I think every fighter deserves a fair shake. And I hate the fact that what we saw on the weekend with David Adelaide and Camille, that was a disgrace. That was a disgrace, because basically what you're doing is you're robbing someone. You're robbing someone, because you know what happens? That guy goes down the pecking order. And now Billy Joe, even if he gets robbed, he's a multi-millionaire. What about the journeyman? What about the guys that, like Camille, for example, that don't have the marketing machine, that don't have a manager, that don't have a promoter, right? And he's coming in for a payday. Now, if he wins that fight, his next fight will be for a huge payday. Remember, Camille's not a multi-millionaire from boxing. So those guys are affected a lot more than Billy Joe, because Billy Joe's a multi-millionaire, or he will be after this fight. So guys that are journeymans that are getting robbed, what about them? What about them getting robbed like we saw on the weekend? Yeah, everyone was unhappy and saying he got robbed and you know, but what happens to that guy? Yeah, everyone will forget about it. But that guy's been robbed. His livelihood has been taken away from him. Right? In his next fight, his purse is going to be a lot lower. If he had won, it would have been a lot higher. And for someone like that, it makes a significant difference to their life. A lot of these guys at the top, right? Doesn't make much difference to them. World champions, big names. These are guys are making good money. But the guys at the lower end, they're making what, 50 grand, 60 grand, 70 grand. You know, it really irritates me. It really irritates me, especially, you know, when you see bad decisions, because I just feel like if the fighter wins a fight, it should be judged fairly. Now, I get the fact that boxing is subjective, right? And everybody sees things differently, but some decisions are a disgrace. And it's like, how can you see it that way? How could they see David Adelaide winning that fight? You tell me. I don't know. So Nappy Head Nate says BJS is playing mind games, bro. He might be playing mind games. He might be playing mind games. Listen, he is playing mind games. He's doing what Tyson Fury did. But if he's got to do what he's got to do to win the fight, if he feels that by him playing mind games, right, will get to Canelo and that will give him an advantage in the fight, then he needs to do what he needs to do. I don't personally think it'll work because I think Canelo's very ice cool. So I don't think it affects him. I don't think the talk will affect him. I think Canelo comes across to me someone like Khabib, that you can say what you want to him. He's ice cool. But inside that ring, he's going to do damage. Okay, so Hosa Farth Luna says, what's your prediction for the fight? What, for which fight? For this one? I'm probably going to say Canelo late stoppage. But I would love to see Billy Joe shock me. It's a bit BJS, a bit like Calzaghe. People didn't rate Calzaghe until he was given the opportunity to fight another top boxer. Then Calzaghe showed the world how good he is. Maybe BJS needs the opportunity. I will say this: Calzaghe for me is a legend. Calzaghe is an unbelievable talent. Like I don't see BJS in Calzaghe. I don't. Calzaghe for me was. Calzaghe could beat Canelo. Calzaghe was that good. If this was Calzaghe, right, I might even make Calzaghe a slight favorite in the Canelo fight. And people may disagree with me. Calzaghe for me is different level, different class to Billy Joe. And Richard, you may disagree, but Calzaghe was something else. Calzaghe was a really, really good fighter. Really, really good fighter. Really, really good fighter. You know, Calzaghe actually is underrated. Some people, you know, talk about his resume and say that he fought all old guys and guys. No, Calzaghe was the truth. Calzaghe got dropped many times, got back up and won fights. He was tough as nails. He had a heart. He had great hand speed. He had great foot. He had everything. Calzaghe was a great fighter. Great fighter. The only I think Roy Jones in his prime would have beaten Calzaghe. But I think Calzaghe, for me, in terms of super middleweights, I think Calzaghe, and people may disagree with me here. I'm going to say something controversial, and I think people may disagree with me. I think Calzaghe would have beaten Andre Ward. I do. You may disagree. I think he could have outworked Andre Ward. And Richard, you may disagree. You may think that Andre Ward beats him. But I think Calzaghe would have beaten Andre Ward. I don't think Calzaghe got the opportunity, apart from Jeff Lacey, who in the end, a lot of people didn't end up rating Jeff Lacey after. But I actually felt that, you know what? Calzaghe, his resume lacked that guy in his prime, like an Andre Ward, right? Because I personally think he would have beaten Andre Ward. And I don't know what you guys think. I'd love to know your opinion. Does Calzaghe beat Andre Ward? Nappy Head Nate. BJS is playing mind games. Yep, we've gone through that. It's so wrong. They train so hard, dedicate themselves much into it. Yeah, it is so wrong. It is so wrong. It is so wrong. But like I said to you, who do I feel sorry for? Billy Joe? Or do I feel sorry for that guy that came and fought David Adelaide, who's probably on what, 50 grand, 40 grand, right? A fight, or maybe less than that. And then he gets robbed. Then he goes back at the end of the queue. It's a joke. It's a joke. I thought it was funny how Nathan Gorman told him fight Camille, and it turned out to be a hard night. Clever move by Gorman. So Nathan Gorman told him, yeah, he ended up losing. Should have lost. Lol, here we go. Okay, BJS is so focused. He is so focused. He's got to be. He knows he's got to be. He can't beat Canelo if he's not focused. He's got to be focused. If he's not focused, he doesn't beat Canelo Alvarez. He can't beat Canelo Alvarez if he's not focused. If he doesn't have his head there, if he's not focused, he's not going to beat Canelo Alvarez. He has to be, listen, if he loses to Canelo Alvarez, right, at least he can hold his head high and say, I lost to the better man. I lost to the guy that was really good. There's no shame in losing to the better man. But if you don't give it your 100%, you'll always look back at regret and say, I didn't give it my best. Lol, he just fought Callum Smith also. Yeah, Callum Smith's a top fighter. I rate Callum Smith. I know people say that, oh, he didn't look good against Ryder. He didn't look good against Canelo. Let's see Callum Smith at light heavyweight. Let's see what Callum Smith does. Billy Joe looked back in his last 2 fights, bro. Look bad. Okay, why can't... Yeah, that's what I was saying, Brendan. For Brendan saying, why can't Andre Charlo fight each other? Yeah, why can't they? Why aren't they? Not why can't they? Why aren't they? Why aren't they fighting one another, Brendan? Why? Why are they not? What, are they waiting for Canelo to fight all of them when Canelo's 40 years of age? Like, why don't they fight one another? Listen, if the best fight the best in the division, that'll generate views, that'll generate money, that'll generate interest, because that's the problem right now. The best are not willing to fight the best. In the 135-pound division, we've got the same thing. They're not fighting the best. They're not fighting each other. The fans want to see good fights between the best in the division, between the elite in the division. So, Ikram, how are you? I hope you're well. Canelo is bull, Saunders is a cow. What? Oh, sorry. Canelo is a bull, Saunders is a cow. He's from a different breed. Well, yeah, that's a bit harsh. I wouldn't say Canelo. I wouldn't say Saunders is a cow. I wouldn't say he's a cow. I would say Saunders is a lot better than that. So I disagree there, Ikram. I wouldn't call him a cow. Bradley Darty says, Gorman said Camille loses half of them. They are robbery. Like the David Adelaide situation, he gives a lot of top fighters rounds. Yeah, but in this case, Bradley, it wasn't even he gave him rounds. He beat him, and he ended up getting, you know, robbed. So I feel for him. Because imagine what he must be feeling like. I want to fight, and I end up getting robbed. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good at all, to be honest with you. It's not good. Hey, what's up? Junior Ruiz, I hope you're well. I hope you're good. I'm doing well. Thank you, Junior Ruiz. I think Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders, they like to talk trash out of each other. But come fight night, let me know what excuses, what weight, 167.4. What, sorry? So I think Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe, they like to talk trash out of each other. But come fight night, let me know excuses, what weight, 167 point. What do you mean by that? Charlo ducked Andrade. Charlo's not fighting Andrade. Why is he not fighting Andrade? That's what I want to know. Why is Charlo not fighting Andrade? You know, Charlo, here's the thing, right? Eddie Hearn is saying that we're willing to send Andrade over to Fox and fight him on Fox pay-per-view, because a lot of people are saying because he wants Andrade off DAZN because Andrade don't sell, right? No, because he knows that Charlo ain't gonna come to fight Andrade on DAZN. So Eddie Hearn's thinking, we'll send it over to you guys. That's what he's saying, to make it easier to make the fight, because Eddie Hearn wants to deliver Andrade a big fight, and at the minute he can't deliver it him. Okay, Brendan says the pound for pound number one has to grind harder than challengers, according to these fools. Listen, I agree with you. Why the pound for pound number one, who is fighting everybody, has to fight everybody, and it's still not enough. You know? Yeah, I don't get it. I think here's what it is. I think people like certain fighters, and they're frustrated that Canelo's not fought their favorite fighter yet. So if Canelo had fought Andrade, all the Billy Joe Saunders fans would be saying Canelo's ducking Billy Joe and he's scared of Billy Joe, right? That's the issue. That's the issue. So everyone wants Canelo to fight their favorite fighter. Charlo doesn't want to make money with Andrade. Charlo doesn't want to make money with Andrade. Why not, Kev? Why doesn't he want to make money with Andrade? Why doesn't he? What's the problem? I want to see that fight. I want to see Charlo fight Andrade. Why not? Why can't Charlo fight Andrade? That's a brilliant fight. That's a great fight. Wouldn't you like to see that fight? I'd like to see it. I like to see that fight over Montiel, who Charlo's fighting. Andrade would be lucky to beat Williams in a rematch, let alone Canelo. With the right game plan, Liam Williams could have done better if he pressed and later and tried to get hit early when Andrade at his best. You know, Liam Williams could have won that fight. Liam Williams let himself down. I think he lacked a bit of belief, lacked that He lacked that mentality to go for it. But he's not going to get another shot. He had his shot. He's not going to get a rematch, unfortunately, because he had his shot. That was his time. That was his time to go in there and snatch it from Andrade. And he could have done it. He was capable of doing it, and he could have done it. But unfortunately, he didn't do it. He didn't take advantage of his opportunity. He had the opportunity to do it. He could have beaten him. He could have beaten him, but unfortunately, he didn't take advantage of his opportunity. Okay, who has Yildirim fought to get? Okay, we've answered that. Okay, do you think Fury will have to fight Wilder because of him losing the case? Is he lost the case? Is that confirmed? What's going on with that? I don't know what's going on with that. Now, Bob Arum has said that Fury may have to fight Wilder again. Is that because of the case, or is that the fact that they don't know what's going on with Joshua Fury? I'm getting really frustrated with this Joshua Fury stuff. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm getting skeptical whether this fight's going to happen. I don't think Fury Joshua is going to happen for some reason. I personally think Fury may have to fight Wilder again. I think there's a lot of funny business going on behind the scenes, and it's not looking good right now. It's not looking good right now at all, is it? When David Benavidez got stripped of his belt, Canelo requested pick to fight Yildirim. Listen, possibly. He wanted an easy fight in Feb, and then he's got fighting another champion, Billy Joe Saunders, and then hopefully, listen, I think he'll fight. I think he will fight. I think he will fight Benavidez. I personally think eventually he will. It's just to show that Canelo is the most accomplished. He is most accomplished without question. Do you get more money if you bet on Billy Joe and win? Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. He's a massive underdog. Of course, are you talking about bookies? Of course you do. You'll get him huge money. Don't bet too much. Robert Harrison, BJS beats GGG. I totally disagree. Totally disagree. GGG style is worse. Now, this version of GGG is a more better fight, but 4 or 5 years ago, the GGG that Canelo fought, GGG would have knocked Saunders out in 5-6 rounds. I'll tell you why. Golovkin, his feet are way better than Canelo's in terms of the way he pressurizes guys, the way his feet, the way he closes you down. He closes the distance. He don't let you breathe. And Billy Joe can't hurt Golovkin. Golovkin will walk straight through him. And Golovkin's a very good boxer as well. No, that is a horrible style. Golovkin would walk through Andrade and Billy Joe. That's a horrible style. And even now, I would favor Golovkin because his style is all wrong for Billy Joe. All wrong. Billy Joe, like I said, now I don't know about Golovkin's feet because I don't know whether he can close the distance fast enough like he used to. But Golovkin 3-4 years ago, he would close the distance so fast. So fast, he'd literally be in Billy Joe's face all night. And you're not telling me that Billy Joe's taking Golovkin's power. He's just not. He's just not. And Golovkin will be landing body shots. He'd be landing shots. And Golovkin hits very, very hard. That's a hard fight for Billy Joe. Styles make fights. Stylistically, that's a horrible fight for Billy Joe. Horrible fight for Billy Joe. I think he has more chance against Canelo than he would do against prime Golovkin. I think so, because I think Golovkin's just better with his footwork. I think he closes off the ring a lot better than Canelo. Canelo's got better at that, but Golovkin's just been a master at that. throughout his career. The way he closes the distance is unbelievable. So no, I don't think he beats him. So yes, everybody smash the like button. I'd appreciate everybody in the live stream smash the like button. Everybody here, if you could smash that like button, let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up. Okay. Okay, so Billy, no KP says Billy can win every round and it still won't win on the cards. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. I like to think more optimistically. I think if he does win every round, he should get the decision. I don't think so. Canelo is going to knock, but is your Billy Joe Saunders out on TKO and in the 11 round, in the round 11 on TKO? Okay, so let's see. Billy Joe Saunders all the way. Ergin Osman says Billy Joe Saunders all the way. Let's see if Billy Joe can pull this off. Bradley Darty says Williams beats Cash right now. Maybe in time. I think they know Williams a bit much now. Thought on Sonny Edwards' chances on Friday. I think Sonny Edwards can do it. I think he can do it. He's fighting a guy that's really good though. It's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a tough fight. I personally think Sonny Williams can follow his brother's footsteps and win a world title. I hope he does it. I really do. I hope Sonny Edwards can pull it off. It's a hard fight. It's a hard fight. You know, people have got him as a underdog. You know, he's fighting a guy that's hard. His name's hard to pronounce. Morothi Mathlane. I believe he's from South Africa, right? I'm pretty certain he's African. And this is a tough fight. This is a tough fight for him, and he is an underdog. But listen, I wish him all the best. Hopefully, he gets the job done. I like the guy as well. I like Sonny Edwards. He seems like a really nice guy, and I really hope he can pull off. I really hope he can pull it off. I really hope so. BJS is just playing mind games, bro. Yeah. Okay. Let's go on to Fight Gamer. Bob Aram saying he wants to move on if Fury Joshua deal isn't in place by Saudi. Yeah, I saw that. Bob Aram's not happy because apparently he said that Eddie Hearn was going to confirm Fury Joshua within a day last week, and he hasn't, and he's gone radio silent. So I don't know what's going on, and I am starting to get a little skeptical about this fight. Is this fight even going to happen, or are we going to be left, you know, scratching our hair? Because at the minute, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with this, and I'm getting really frustrated because I want to see the fight, and I think it's going to be one of them where I think Fury may have to fight Wilder again. I won't be surprised, and it's looking like it's going all in that direction where Fury may have to fight Deontay Wilder again, which I'm not too happy about. Definitely our Euro champ Felix. He said he was sparred Eubank and knows he can beat him, and yes, he will be a world champion. Okay, so do you think he beats Eubank? You didn't answer the question. Do you think he beats Eubank? Do you think he beats Liam Williams? Or did you mention that above? I don't know if you mentioned it. Did you mention it, Robert? I don't know. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think whether he beats Eubank or what's his name? Liam Williams. Billy Joe Saunders will beat Canelo. That's 100% fact. Believe that, says Ergin. Very confident, very confident. You must be a Billy Joe fan. Guys, do you agree with Ergin that Billy Joe will beat Canelo? That's 100% fact. He's letting us know that he believes that Billy Joe will beat Canelo, and it's a fact. He is very confident, very confident. That is confidence. That is confidence, if I've ever seen one. That was so messed up to hear. Say he didn't want to move up, but I still bet he does at some point. You know what, Brendan? I think that Canelo's thinking that people want to see him lose. Canelo's frustrated. I think Canelo believes the haters want to see him lose. And Canelo's mentioned this. Canelo's basically saying that people want to see me go up to 175 because they want to see me lose. They want to see me get beat. And Canelo's not having it. Canelo's like, I'm going to do what I want to do. not what people want me to do, because people just want to see me lose. It's never good enough. It's never good enough. Whatever Canelo does, it's never good enough. It doesn't matter what he does, right? It's never good enough. If he goes and beats Beterbiev, Beterbiev was 36-year-old. He was an old man. I've seen people say this. Canelo's targeting Beterbiev because he's 36. I was having an argument with somebody that was saying that Canelo ducks all the young champions. He ducks Charlo, Andrade. He's not fighting any of the young champions. This was on my Facebook group. I was having an argument with this guy. He was basically saying that if Canelo fights Beterbiev, it's a duck. He's ducking Benavidez. He's ducking Charlo. He's ducking Andrade. Are you having a laugh? Are you trying to tell me that Beterbiev would not beat Benavidez, would not beat Charlo, would not beat Andrade? Please stop. Beterbiev's walking through light heavyweights right now. He's bashing guys out. He's knocked everybody out. He's knocked big light heavyweights out. He's walking through them like knife through butter. And you think guys at 160 are going to beat him? Andrade was struggling against Liam Williams. And you think he's going to beat Beterbiev? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I think Canelo is just frustrated because Canelo feels that these guys want to see me lose. It doesn't matter who I fight. It's never good enough. It's never good enough. It's never good enough. Okay, let's move down. So, Last Bell Boxing. I've just seen his comment. We don't appreciate Canelo. Look who he's jumped in with. Nobody wants a piece of Callum Smith. He jumped straight in. He jumped straight in. Yeah, he jumped straight in. We don't appreciate him. We don't appreciate him. We don't appreciate him at all. And he doesn't get the credit and the respect that he deserves. He's a great fighter and he deserves a lot more credit, a lot more respect than what he gets. He doesn't get the credit, man. He doesn't get the credit. It's disappointing that fans are so... I don't understand. Why are fans... I said this in my Facebook group the other day. Why is there cults in boxing? It feels like there's cults in boxing and people are pushing an agenda rather than giving fighter a credit. The guy is going to clean out the 168-pound division in the space of 8-9 months. Fought Callum Smith in December, fighting Billy Joe in May, and fighting Caleb Plant in September. You tell me, anyone on here, you're all boxing fans, you're all hardcore boxing fans. Which fighter in world boxing is doing it like that? You know why I like Canelo? I know he has asterisks on against his names with the PED stuff and all of that. Yes, we get that. But the guy is a phenomenon. He fights all comers. He fights everybody. He's not ducking Andrade or Charlo. He's not. That what Crawford said about Canelo was nonsense. And I've been one that's backed Crawford, even though a lot of people give Crawford stick. But what he said about Canelo was absolute rubbish. Rubbish. That he's avoiding Andrade and Charlo. It is rubbish. And he's definitely not avoiding him because of what what's it called? What Crawford, the reason that Crawford came out with. So Nooney, how are you, Nooney? I hope you're well. If BJS loses and Andrade and Charlo move up to 168 in chase of Canelo, then 160 could be wide open for BJS if he dedicates himself to the sport and gets down to 160. BJS lose, Andrade and Charlo move up to 168. Chase to the sport and gets down to 160. Yeah, he's going to have to go back down to 160. The fight that I want to see Billy Joe have is Eubank. That's the fight that's massive in the UK. That's massive in the UK. I would love to see that. On Last Bell Boxing says Charlo also ducks fighters for me. What has Charlo done to deserve a Canelo fight? I agree. He's not full. His best win, what? Derevyanchenko, really. Derevyanchenko. Last Bell Boxing. If you're free, if you want to come on, we can have a chat right now if you want. If you're free, I messaged you earlier. If you're free, I can send you the link and we can have a chat about it. If you want to come on, if you're free though. Let me know in the comment and I'll send you a invite. Okay, so if you're still in the chat. Okay, Nappy Head Natty says, when BJS put up a masterclass against David back in 2017, Canelo and his team said that BJS runs around the ring. He's boring. Yeah, but Nappy Head Natty, Canelo fought Golovkin at that time. So are you telling me that Canelo's ducking Billy Joe to fight Golovkin? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? That's what you're basically saying. Surely you don't think that. Okay, Robert Harrison says, at the press conference, BJS should bring up the judges one more time on national television. Billy Joe can do what he wants. Billy Joe can do what he wants, right? At the end of the day, I think he's made his thoughts known, and I think people have taken note. So I don't think he should go on anymore. I think it looked bad, and he'll get trolled. If he was to lose, he'll get trolled. I just think he should let it go. And if he wants, it's like, at the end of the day, Billy Joe can do what Billy Joe wants to do, man. He's going to do what he's going to do as well. No one tells Billy Joe what to do. Richard Brown says, I thought Canelo didn't look good or didn't look great at 175. I thought he was maybe losing on points at the time of the KO. Maybe Canelo knows 175 is a step too far. Maybe you're right, Richard, because Canelo was losing that fight against Kovalev. But I was so impressed that he managed to... I was so impressed with the fact that he managed to KO Kovalev. I actually thought that fight Kovalev was up. I thought he was losing. I did. I agree with you. I thought he was losing that fight, and I thought he pulled a knockout. He pulled a knockout. He was struggling against Kovalev. Kovalev was very, very good. But then, having said that, Kovalev's a great fighter. You know, Kovalev's a really good boxer. He's got all the physical advantages over Canelo. But Kovalev looked very gun shy to me. He looked afraid to let that hand go, let that right hand go. He was gun shy for me. He wasn't pulling the trigger. Who do you see as a bigger threat to Canelo, BJS or Plant? I think both similar. I think Plant is very underrated. Plant also very fast hands, fast feet. I think they're both of similar levels. I do. I think BJS has probably got a better resume than Plant, but I think they both have their. I think Plant is the bigger super middleweight. Plant is very, very fast. He's very fast on feet. He's very good. It's a fight that I like to see. It's a fight that I would like to see. Billy Joe and Plant would be a great fight. I'd love to see it. But unfortunately, because of the promotional stuff going on, I don't think we'll ever see that. Billy Joe is a gypsy fighter from a bare knuckle fighting family in his blood. Let's see. These are comments that I can't really respond to that because you're bringing background into it. And like I said, I'd never really like to say if someone wins this because of his background. I always like to keep it because it's of his skills and his talent and ability in the ring. Someone's background, fair enough. You're from the background that you're from, but I just don't think that always matters inside a boxing ring. Okay, that reports that when Canelo told ESPN he's not going up to 175, they said no first. You got to do 168 after 160. Unfinished business. Yeah, I'd agree with that. MMA, how are you? MMA Boxing says, I think Canelo is going to win. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think Canelo is going to win, yeah. Okay, Joseph Rodriguez. Joe had beyond amazing stamina. Yeah, very good stamina. Very good hand speed. Very good footwork. A good chin. No, I wouldn't say granite chin. He got hurt. Good chin. Good enough chin. And he had good boxing IQ as well. So yeah, he was a top fighter. Brendan Jackson, not many people have sat down and watched him dominate Roy Jones Jr. Who? Was you talking about Joe Calzaghe? Talking about Joe Calzaghe? Yeah. Are we talking about Joe Calzaghe, Brendan? Okay, I am a pig-eyed traitor that is in love with... Okay, that name is unbelievable. What a name. Calzaghe was not better than Canelo, dude. He's not even talked about as a great. He was good, not great. Ooh. That's a harsh one. That is harsh. What do you guys agree with that? Do you think Calzaghe was not better? I'm not saying he's better than Canelo. I'm not saying he's better than Canelo. I didn't say he was better. I said, remember, Calzaghe was bigger than Canelo. So Calzaghe would have had a bigger... I don't think he's better. I don't think he'll go down. I think Canelo will go down a greater fighter than Joe Calzaghe, for sure. I think Calzaghe had a chance to beat him, for sure. Calzaghe is a great, like it or not. Yeah, he was. He was definitely a great fighter. Definitely a great fighter, without question. Does the UK have a yearly festival like Cinco de Mayo where there absolutely needs to be a big fight? No. No, we don't have that here. We don't have that here. Okay, MMA Boxing says, what do you mean he is not great? Calzaghe was a beast, 46 wins. When did I say Calzaghe wasn't great? I'm saying Calzaghe is great. I never said Calzaghe wasn't great. Okay, Watson v Calzaghe. Watson, I'll go Calzaghe. What do you think? Calzaghe, man. Calzaghe was the man. Only problem with Calzaghe, he never had one opponent that show his greatness. Good resume, but not great. Yeah. That's why I said to you, he lacked that name, like an Andre Ward in his prime, like a big name in his prime, because Jeff Lacey never ended up fulfilling his expectation. And maybe Joe Calzaghe was the reason, he didn't, because Joe Calzaghe just completely wiped him out. But, okay, Richard Brown says, I rate Calzaghe big time. He's one of my favorite fighters. I got Calzaghe over Ward and Canelo, and Calzaghe is the real deal. Yeah, I have to agree. I honestly think he beats Ward. I think Canelo's a 50-50 for me. I think he beats Ward. Now, some people may say that Ward beats him. Ward was too good. Everyone has their own opinion, but they were both very good fighters. Ward was very tricky. Canelo for me had punching power. Canelo's got everything. Canelo's complete for me. Okay, Nelson P says, why? Because they are following the Floyd blueprint. Who is following the Floyd blueprint? Who is following the Floyd? Okay, this fight, Urging again says, this fight will be Rocky for BJS. Is Rocky Canelo? Is Ivan Drago who wins? BJS. Okay, no KP says, G-Man would have been a nightmare for Calzaghe. G-Man? Who's G-Man? G-Man? Who's that? Billy Joe Saunders is a good, but he honestly just gets smashed by Canelo. Billy Joe Saunders is good, but he would honestly just get smashed by Canelo Alvarez. Possibly. I'm not going to deny. Listen, I don't know. You know why this fight's so intriguing? I don't know what's going to happen. It could be one of those fights where Canelo just walks straight through Billy Joe, and this fight's made to look light work. Or Billy Joe might just surprise all of us. It's so intriguing. That's why we're going to watch it. It's so intriguing. I wish... So, Choi says, I wish boxing was like UFC, where the best fight the best. When Canelo left the middleweight division, nothing has happened in that division. Yeah, nothing. It's not moved. No one's fighting one another. The best, the top guys, the top fighters, there's no unification. There's no unified champion at middleweight. There's no unified champion at middleweight, which is absolute ludicrous. How can there not be a unified champion at middleweight when we've got so many champions? Guys, everybody in the live stream, smash the like button. I'd appreciate if you all smash the like button. Let's get those likes up. Everyone in the live stream, please smash the like button. I'd appreciate if you all smash the like button. Everyone in the live stream, if you can smash that like button. The more likes, the more viewers, the better the live stream. Smash the like button, guys. Okay, let's move on. So, okay, and Conor Benn should fight David Avanesian. I agree with you, bro. Conor Benn should fight David Avanesian. Conor Benn should stop calling out and stop wanting to fight with Amir Khan and fight David Avanesian. That is the fight for the European title. David Avanesian is a legit fighter. The winner of that fight deserves to fight a Sean Porter or for a world title. If he beats Avanesian, Conor Benn's in a position to fight for a world title. World title. Any news of Charlie Edwards' next fight? I really like that kid. Tough, isn't it? I don't know. What's going on with Charlie Edwards? Guys, what's going on with Charlie Edwards? What's going on with his next fight? Gypsy Travelers are fighters. BJS is a fighter. Yep, he's a fighter. But most guys that get in the ring are fighters. Can you break down Ruiz Areola? So Ruiz Areola, for me, Ruiz Areola's ancient now. He's old. Areola's really old. Ruiz fast hands. Not the greatest feet, but Ruiz is in great shape. Great shape. Great shape. Great shape. He's in great shape. And I just think Ruiz is going to probably knock Areola out, stop him in 6-7 rounds. I just think he's too fast. Areola is really old. And I just think he'll beat him, to be honest with you. Last Bell Boxing chat says Carl Greaves, great trainer. Yes, he's a great trainer, no doubt. Very good trainer. Very good trainer. I'd agree with you there. He's done a great job with David Avanesian. Last Bell Boxing. If you want to come on, let me know in the live stream. And we can have a quick chat on here. If you want to come on, let me know. Okay. People expect Canelo to fight everyone. They should demand their boxers to fight amongst themselves. That's a double standard. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Canelo always has to fight the top guys, whereas the others just waiting for their fight with Canelo rather than fighting one another. And them creating a legacy and becoming unified champions. So then they put themselves in a position to fight Canelo. Okay. It's funny how fans ask more of Canelo than the fighter they support. Yeah, they do. They do, because they want to see their favorite fighter get the Canelo fight. That's why. Fury wins. Anyone? Yeah, Fury will. I believe so. So Last Bell Boxing chat says here, the truth is Liam Williams got outclassed and wouldn't beat any world level fighter. The opportunity was there, but he wasn't good enough to take it. Yep. The truth is Liam Williams got outclassed and wouldn't beat any world level fighter. The opportunity was there, but he wasn't good enough to take it. Yeah, I agree with that. He had an opportunity, a big opportunity, and he blew it. I think he could have beaten him, but he was, like you said, he wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough to take that opportunity. He should have, he had a golden opportunity. He hurt him in the 9th round, and Andre looked in big trouble. He looked in big trouble, but he didn't seize that opportunity. You don't get these type of opportunities time and time again. And in terms of him not winning at world level, possibly, I think Eubank beats him. I think Murata, maybe he might stand a chance against Murata, but Golovkin, Charlo, and Andre's already beat him. But yeah, I think they would beat him, and even Murata might beat him as well. So yeah. Okay, so let's say what's Nooney. Not sure about Charlie Edwards, but his brother Sonny Edwards is fighting for a world title on Friday. Yeah, he is. Okay, so MMA Boxing says Fury wins everyone in the heavyweight division. Well, let's see him prove it. Yeah, I believe so as well. I believe he beats everyone in the division. But for me, he's got to prove it. You know, it's all good and well talking about it, but I just feel like you've got to prove that. You've got to prove that you can do that. You know, and at the minute, Fury's resume, although Fury beats everyone in the heavyweight division also, but I believe he's got to do it. And I don't really like giving someone that kind of credit until they've done it, because Fury's resume, although he's beat Wilder and Klitschko and he's looking for a Joshua fight, I want to see him fight all the other guys like Povetkin, or Povetkin's done now. I mean, like Joe Joyce. I want to see him fight Usyk. I want to see him fight all of them. I want to see him fight all of the top guys. Okay, Fight Gamer says, last bell boxing chat. He just fought a good world elite fighter. That's who he's lost to. No shame. Andrade is elite, skillful fighter. Stylistically it was a strong style for him. But he had the chance though, Fight Gamer. He had the chance there to beat him. That's what I'm trying to say. He had that chance. It was golden opportunity there. He had that chance. He had Andrade hurt. Andrade was in trouble. But he didn't seize that opportunity. Do you see what I'm saying? He didn't seize that opportunity when he had him hurt. He had the guy hurt. He had the guy there. And unfortunately, he didn't take the opportunity, which is very disappointing for me because I thought he had the fight. I thought he had it there. Listen, man, it's very disappointing. I was screaming for him, but do you like Sonny Edwards, Imran? He will win the world title this Friday. To be honest with you, I like him. I like the guy. I think he's a good guy. I think he's very humble. Both brothers very humble. And I hope he does it. I hope he wins. It's going to be tough though. It's going to be tough. Fighting for a world title is supposed to be tough. But I think he'll win it. I think he'll do it. Hopefully, fingers crossed he does it. I'd love to see him do it. Fight Gamer. Okay, yeah, that's GGG. Okay, GGG walks down like a madman. Yeah, Neymar, if you're still in the live stream, do you think Billy Joe would beat GGG? Amir Khan gave Canelo a good fight, but a bad KO. Yeah, he did give him a good fight, but a very... Billy Joe Saunders is the modern day Nigel Benn. Urgin, what are you saying? Billy Joe doesn't fight anything like Nigel Benn. He doesn't have the power like Nigel Benn. Come on, he doesn't fight anything like Nigel Benn. He's completely different. If you had said Billy Joe is the modern day Pernell Whitaker, which don't say that. Don't say that. Please don't say that. Right? I would probably agree with you more. But Nigel Benn and Billy Joe have completely different fighting styles. Right? And yeah, Billy Joe's a more slickster, likes to box and move. Nigel Benn, he would have a tear up with Canelo. He wouldn't do what Billy Joe would do. Okay, so let's talk about last belt. Liam Williams is not world class. Beat every time he steps up. Liam Smith beat him easily in the rematch. Liam Smith is world class. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Liam Smith is very underrated. He is world class. Totally different styles. Poor comparison. Yeah, that's what I just said. Totally different styles. Poor comparison. If you were to say to me that Billy Joe is the modern day Pernell Whitaker, I can understand. And don't say that. Don't say he's the modern day Pernell Whitaker because he's not. Wrong. Canelo Alvarez will beat Billy Joe Saunders 100. Okay. Yep, I agree. A lot of comments. Not confidence. It's nonsense. I think you're talking about the fact that Urgin said that Billy Joe will beat Canelo easy. Okay. No boxing. Canelo. Big note because Canelo was 23 and he fought Floyd. He put a very good fight, but unfortunately lost by majority decision. Yes, but let's be honest. He didn't lose by majority decision. He lost by unanimous decision because Floyd beat him easily in that fight. But then that's Floyd. There's no shame. So nowhere Canelo gets beat by BJS. Wow. Well, mate, are you saying that he doesn't get beat by Canelo because Canelo's got beat by Floyd? Are we comparing Billy to Floyd now? Come on, stop that. Yeah, I agree with this statement. We don't appreciate Canelo, who has jumped up in with nobody wanted a piece of Callum Smith. He's jumped straight in. Yeah, he's a beast. Canelo's a beast. Give him his credit. Give him his respect. People don't understand weight and skills, I guess. Yeah, probably not. Okay, what's he saying? Canelo is going to do with business at 168. He might come down to 160, unfinished business, and report Canelo told ESPN in the United States and Mexico tell him at 175. He said no because I was not going up. Okay, I think Canelo's, like I said, I think he's just frustrated about people just wanting to see him lose. The hate is so real against Canelo. It sure is. And it's wrong. Canelo has fought everyone while their fighters avoid each other and fight safe fights. Yeah, I agree. Everyone's looking for that Canelo payday. Canelo overrated, BJS underrated. Fact. Okay, what do you guys think about that? Canelo underrated, overrated, BJS underrated. We'll find out May 8th. Canelo knocks Andrade, Charlo, BJS, and David Benavidez. Yeah, I'd agree. Who has Charlo done? Yeah, I think we answered that. BJS will never return to 160. I would love to see him return. Listen, even if he doesn't, then fight Eubank at 168. Eubank's fought at 168. He may return for a world title if Eubank can beat Murata. He may return then. But let's be honest, BJS isn't a 168. BJS is a 160 pounder. That's a blown up 160. 160. Last bell boxing, if Williams fought Munguia for a world title, he has a better chance stylistically beating him than Andrade. If it's not for a world title, he's strong and tough. Yeah, but Munguia is not world champion though, Fight Gamer. He's not world champion right now. Canelo is the only one fighting top opposition. The rest are fighting guys like Montiel, Solecki, Asufi. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Canelo's fighting top opposition right now. The rest are not fighting top guys. They're waiting for that Canelo pick. Billy Joe Saunders will bring the belts back home to the UK while Eubanks Jr. is crying because losing his 10K. Oh, man, you're cracking me up, Urgent Osman. Canelo taking all belts at 168, pound for pound king in time. Just be patient. That says Armando Guzman. Yep, possibly. I'm not going to be surprised. Okay, so Saunders would have looked much better v Truax. Saunders would have looked much better against Truax. Yeah, but Truax again is not a top guy. G-Man v Calzaghe. Who are you talking about? G-Man. Who's G-Man? Who are you talking about when you say G-Man? Okay, Jeremy Stithwell from Facebook says, I can't see Saunders knocking Canelo out. And even if Saunders outboxes him, he'll never get the judge's nod. Yeah, listen, I'm trying to be optimistic. If he does outbox him and deserves the decision, hopefully he does get the nod. I think we should be optimistic. Hagler v Roy Jones at middle, Imran. Oh my God, that is a hard fight. Richard, what do you think? Oof. Blimey. Hagler used to fight 15 rounds, man. If you're going 12-round fight, Hagler v Roy Jones, that's a draw, man. What do you think? Roy by decision or Hagler by... Oh, that's a nick. I'm going split draw. That's a tough fight, man. Tough fight. Brendan Jackson. Yes, I meant Joe. Fantasy fight. Prime. For Prime. Canelo Alvarez v Nigel Benn. I'd go Canelo. I think Canelo's got more in his arsenal than Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn liked to tear up, but Nigel Benn said himself he wasn't the greatest boxer. Yeah, Gerald McLennan. Are you talking about? Okay, Gerald McLennan. So I'm gonna. So what are we saying? Canelo v G-Man. That'd be a great fight. That would have been a great fight. But again, I think Canelo. I think Canelo's too versatile, man. Canelo can do it all. Canelo's not just like a big banger that walks forward. You know, like I was just talking about Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn could box, but like Canelo is not just a big puncher. Canelo's not just a guy with a great chin. Canelo's a guy with great defense. Canelo's a guy that's very patient. Canelo can walk you down. Canelo can box with you in the center of the ring. Canelo can do everything. He's got everything. He's got so many attributes where most fighters don't have that. Nigel Benn didn't have the boxing IQ of a Canelo. Neither did, for me, Gerald McLennan. None of those guys had. Canelo's boxing mind is unbelievable. That's why he's elite. That's why, for me, he will go down as the greatest Mexican fighter of all time and go down as one of the greats an all-time great, one of the greatest fighters of all time, because I feel like his boxing IQ is on another level to most of these guys. His boxing IQ is something else. Trust me, he's got unbelievable boxing IQ, Canelo Alvarez. Okay, Burning Desire says, I hope you're well, Burning Desire. Andrade v. Eubank, who wins? I think Eubank can win that, but I think Andrade could outbox him. I think Andrade's got a style that's all wrong for Eubank. But could Eubank walk him down? Could Eubank hurt him? Could Eubank get to Andrade later on in that fight? Because we saw Andrade struggled later on in that fight. It'd be interesting. I'd have to say Andrade, because I think styles make fights, and I think stylistically Andrade is probably wrong for Eubank, but it would be a good fight. Ward has more dimensions than Hopkins, and that Cow v. Hopkins was iffy. Calzaghe v. Hopkins, yeah, Calzaghe v. Hopkins was iffy. So Gerald McClellan, yeah, I worked that out. So I think Billy Joe looked good against Canelo, but lose on the cards like Khan did. Khan won clear rounds because Canelo was looking for that one punch KO, but Canelo still got the rounds given. I don't know. You know, Canelo started landing a lot of shots on Amir Khan to the body, working him down. I do think Amir Khan was winning the rounds in that fight, but I thought Canelo was losing against Kovalev. I thought Kovalev was winning that fight, and then Canelo knocked him out. I thought Kovalev was ahead in that fight, but the judges had Canelo. I think two of the judges had Canelo ahead, and one had it even, I think. But I think I had Kovalev winning that. But, you know, fair play to Canelo. He found a knockout blow. Okay, so Burning Desire says, Brooks sparred Avanesian years ago and had to pull out of his fight with Diego Chavez. Wow. Are you saying that Brook was lit up by David Avanesian? Was he lit up by David Avanesian? Is that what you're saying? Possibly. Possibly. I don't know. I'm not aware of this story. People need to say this one. More than Billy Joe, Saunders 100% will beat Canelo come May 8th. I know this. I had a dream. Wow. I don't believe in dreams. I believe in reality. I believe in reality, not dreams. Okay. Billy Joe can beat Canelo and GGG any day and twice on a Sunday. Ergin's going in. Guys, what are you making up Ergin's comments here? He says he had a dream that Billy Joe will beat Canelo, and he says Billy Joe beats Canelo and GGG every day of the week and then twice on a Sunday. Ergin, what are you eating? You're cracking me up. You're cracking me up, man. You're cracking me up. Surely you don't believe that he can beat. Oh, man, that's... Listen, you know what? Prime Golovkin, I'm telling you, would have wiped the floor with Saunders. You know, the one that Canelo fought, or the one that Kell Brook fought, stylistically would have been horrible for Saunders. Trust me, that style is all wrong. I'm eating doner kebab, says Ergin. That doner kebab, you need to stop eating it. It's making you say silly stuff. I just want the number one of the division need to fight contender of 2 or 3 of the weight class, not talking belt mandatory. So I just want the number one of the division to fight the contender of 2 or 3 weight class, not talking belt mandatory. Yeah, I want to see the top guys fight one another. I want to see the world champions unify and fight each other. Right? That's what we all want to see. We want to see the best fight the best, right? And when the best fight the best, the fans are happy. That's why the fans are always happy in UFC. That's why they get such great numbers. That's why crowds turn out, because the best fight the best. I thumbs up. I subscribed. I know BJS. On paper, in theory, so King King Dale Clark says, on paper, in theory, Saunders has the style to beat Canelo, but he has to be at his very best. Canelo slightly off with fair judges. Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement that Canelo will have to have an off night and fair judges. Whether we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. Only outcome I can see is Saunders winning by KO. Wow. I can't see Saunders beating Canelo by KO. I just can't. I can't even envisage that. I can't. Like, I'm thinking to myself, how's he going to knock Canelo out? Canelo's got a granite chin. Granite chin, man. Unless Canelo's punch resistance disappears overnight, I can't see it, man. I can't see him doing it. I'm late. Walter, I hope you're well. I'm late. What's up, guys? What's happening? All good. I hope you're well. Okay, so Canelo v Pacquiao. That's not going to happen. Pacquiao, at the minute, has been linked with every fighter in around 147 pounds. He's been linked with everybody. But unfortunately, the fights aren't being made for Pacquiao. I don't know what's going on with Pac-Man. What's up, Walter? Okay. So Jessica, Pac's too old and too small. Yep, I'd agree. So Burning Desire says, I think Billy Joe beats Canelo, but loses on the scorecards due to robbery. A lot of people saying this. I don't see that at all, if I'm honest with you. I don't see that at all. Don't see that at all. I think Canelo will stop Billy Joe, but let's see. I think you overrate Caleb Plant. I think Caleb Plant will be a lot easier than Saunders. Wow. I think Caleb Plant's got very fast hands, very fast feet. He's a very good fighter. I actually think he's underrated, but time will tell. Time will tell. He's also a lot bigger than Billy Joe as well, height-wise. He's natural 168. That's not an easy fight. Trust me. Caleb Plant's a really good fighter. Really good fighter. I think he's a little underrated, and I think people have gone off of him after the Caleb Truax performance. I don't think Caleb Plant's as bad as what people think. I think Caleb Plant is a decent fighter. Okay, it's going to be hell of a chess match either way. Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope it's a great fight. Canelo is on Clenbrutero. I'm never going to treat him favorably ever again. The suspect judges. You're entitled to your opinion. Walter, he's clean. Saunders and Canelo. Yeah, that's another thing. Saunders tested positive. Why don't you ever... See, this is what I don't understand. A lot of Saunders fans are calling Canelo out because Canelo's tested positive. But Saunders tested positive. He, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he fail a drugs test? So why are we hating on Canelo so much, but yet Saunders also failed a drugs test? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get why everyone's hating on Canelo, yet Saunders also failed a drugs test. Crazy. Okay, driving home. Great listening to you, man. Pro Boxers, I hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, Holly Inferno says Billy Joe is a top 568. David is 2, and Plant is 3, while Smith is still ranked over Billy. Is he? Still ranked over Billy, he just lost. Roy Jones, I think Imran too fast, yeah. Possibly. I think he might be a little bigger. I just like Marvin Hagler so much that I wouldn't want to pick against him. But yeah, I think Roy Jones could possibly beat him because of I think Roy Jones' speed, movement could be a problem. Billy Joe is surely overrated by his fans. Surely overrated. Yeah, I think Billy Joe has a hardcore following, especially amongst his community, and I think they think he's gonna beat Canelo, which fair enough. I just think some of the stuff about dominating him and schooling him and all of that stuff is a load of nonsense. Okay, King Dale Clark says, God, I thought he meant the YouTube G-Man boxing. Jake Paul v Canelo Alvarez. Oh, come on. Come on. Are we talking about a real fight here? You know, Canelo would hurt that kid. He'd hurt him, man. Jake Paul needs to stay fighting YouTubers and stuff. You know, that's fair enough. But fighting Canelo, that's just silly now. I love Canelo's head movement. I love Canelo's head movement. You can't land. You can barely land punches on Canelo. Canelo's got elite head movement. Billy French in the building. Billy French is in the building. Canelo got sticky feet. That's why he can't beat slick southpaws and can be outpointed. Billy French, my friend that's been supporting Billy Joe Saunders and thinks Billy Joe Saunders is going to do a number. And we've been having back and forth about who wins this fight. Listen, Billy French, if Billy Joe wins, right? I hope you come onto my chat. Oh, you will do definitely, to let me know that Billy Joe win, because we've been having our back and forth, and I've been loving my back and forth with Billy French. Billy believes deep down that Canelo is going to be beat, and as you can see from his comment, he clearly feels that Canelo struggles with southpaws and he can be outpointed. Time will tell, Billy. Time will tell. You know who I'm picking for this fight. I'm not going to change my prediction, and I'm not going to change my energy towards it. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to change your energy. And listen, May 8th, we all find out. We all find out. There are a few people in here that think Billy Joe's going to win. Most of people in here think that Canelo will win. But you know what? I wish Billy Joe all the best. I wish him all the best. Hopefully we get a fair fight, clean fight, and the best man will have his hand raised. Prime for prime. Chris Eubanks v Canelo, man. Canelo. Those guys, they're not versatile enough to beat Canelo for me. So Isaac Castillo. Is it Castillo? Yeah, Castillo, yeah. I'm a big Canelo fan. Just getting nervous butterflies because I know how good Saunders is. It's good to hear. It's good to hear that we've got fans that are realistic and respect Saunders' talent and ability. But I do think Canelo will come through. James Toney v Canelo Prime. Who wins? That's a tough one because James Toney was a serious fighter. Great shoulder roll. Great fighter. Great fighter. Again, I'm going to go with Canelo. Who do you think? King Osman or Ergin Osman? Spence fights Ugas for a belt. Ugas is number 6 in the weight class. SMH. These belts put spells on everybody. Belts don't show you the real ranking of the top 10 in the weight class. Yeah. But you know what? Good on Spence. If he wants to unify and wants to listen, I want to see undisputed champions in the weight class. I want to see the best fighting the best. I want to see guys fight one another. I want to see all the best fight one another. And I want to see an undisputed champion in every weight class. This year, hopefully, it's the year of the undisputed. Hopefully, we get an undisputed 168-pound champion. Hopefully, we're going to get an undisputed 140-pound champion. Hopefully, we get an undisputed heavyweight champion. Hopefully, we get an undisputed light heavyweight champion. Hopefully, they can all fight one another, man. I want to see all of these guys fight one another. And when the best are fighting the best, boxing is going to be more healthier. Boxing is going to be in a great place. I thought Khan won the first 4 rounds against Canelo. Next 2 rounds and won, and then the KO. Yeah, I agree. I thought, but yeah, the judges had him losing. Ward to loss to Crusher, and he was ahead on the rematch, but that was premature, I felt. Yeah, Ward did lose to Kovalev, 100%. He lost that first fight to Kovalev. I totally agree with you there. And I think he was ahead in the second fight, and then the stoppage was it premature? No, I think Kovalev was done. I think Kovalev was all over the place. He was done. Kovalev was going to get stopped in that fight. You know, his tank was running empty. They gifted him that win. Yeah, they gifted him that first win, not the second one. Ward would have stopped him in the second fight. If Pacquiao doesn't fight Spence or Crawford, then next, who should he fight? He's going to fight Mikey Garcia, Richard. He's going to fight Mikey Garcia. I think we know that already. I think he's going to fight Mikey. I'm just being honest. I think Mikey's already been touted. If I'm totally honest with you, I think it's going to be Mikey next. Guys, everyone in the live stream, if you can smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. Smash the like button, guys. Get those likes up. Smash those like buttons. Let's get it up to 50 likes. Okay. So dreams are other realities. Dreams are others' realities. Yeah. Okay. Ergin says you're on the wind up. I'm eating doner kebab. Burning Desire says Avanesian improved ribs, couldn't train, and this was close to Diego Chava. Think this will be on the internet somewhere too. I'll look for it. This fella doesn't know anything about anything, does he, lads? I think you're talking about Ergin. Clearly a Khan fan too. Right, okay, so Walter says, I don't see how Canelo fights having to close the gap if Billy is boxing real pacey, fight in and out. So I do agree that Canelo could look really bad if he is to lose. We'll see. We'll see. BJS, not a knockout artist. Record doesn't suggest a knockout. Yeah, he's not a knockout artist. He's got 14 knockouts in 30 fights. He's not a knockout artist at all. So Gordon, I hope you're well, Gordon. Gordon Chuck says, Billy is a good boxer, but he's no Mayweather. I think anyone that thinks he's Mayweather, I'm sorry, I disagree. So Last Bell Boxing says, Nottingham's finest, Carl Froch, would beat Canelo at super middleweight. Carl too big, too strong. I disagree. Again, I think Carl Froch was good, but I think Canelo's too versatile. And I think Canelo would make Carl Froch miss, and he'd counter him with a lot of big shots. I don't think he'd beat Canelo. I think it would go the same way as Ward. I think he'd get outclassed, if I'm honest with you. I think Canelo's too good. I do. I don't think. Think about it. If I think Canelo v Calzaghe is a close fight, and I think Calzaghe would have beaten Froch. If I think Canelo beats James Toney, if I think Canelo beats Gerald McLennan, then I think he beats Carl Froch. What do you think of the late great Edwin Valero? Great fighter, legendary fighter. He didn't have enough time at the top. You know, and I feel like what happened with his apparently did he go to prison? Didn't Edwin Valero went to prison, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he went to prison, Edwin Valero. Edwin Valero, I'm pretty sure, didn't he go to prison? I'm pretty sure. Okay, Walter says, granite chin, yes, but not upstairs, downstairs. Synchronized, he can't fight on his tiptoes the way he does flat-footed. If Billy moves the way he did against Lemieux, is going to struggle. We'll have to wait and see. Yes, King Dale Clark. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about his wife. I didn't want to say it on the stream, but yeah, he definitely. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Someone was saying that the other day, and Valero was, I think, was 21 or 27, and or something like that. It was very short. A very short career, man. Very short career, but yeah, it was a great fighter, man. Great fight. Unfortunately, his career was cut short. Cut short, man. You know, I didn't even think he wasn't even around for very long. You know, I think he fought for about 7 years? I think 7, 8 years. I think Valero fought for about 7 years. And then he didn't fight, you know, and unfortunately what happened with him and his missus was just is what it is. Sad, really sad, because Valero was a really good fighter. Bradley Doherty, BJS is gonna pull up some messages. I'm the press conference. That is gonna be That is going to make some people look stupid. BJS is going to pull up some messages. I'm the press conference. That is going to make some people look stupid. Yeah, I hope. Listen, I hope Billy Joe does do something funny at the press conference. I'm looking forward to the press conference. So last bell, I want to touch on this. Last bell boxing says, what do you think Sky Sports do about the gap left by Hearn? Well, I think what I think they should do is I think it's going to be tough because Hearn's going to be a difficult man to replace. So why I think they should keep it open. I think they should keep that open and let different promoters, right, have their, different promoters have a go. Like, so work with all promoters, try to get as many big fights as they can get on. It's gonna, listen, man. I think hopefully Sky Sports Boxing don't die. But when you take away Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren's with BT, there isn't a lot in the market left. I think Sky are gonna struggle. I think Sky might have to pick up, like, like you get like those shows that, what do you call it? What do you call those shows? Like Ring, those, what do you call those shows, man? The ones that Ricky Hatton and Paulie Malignaggi put on together, Boxing Challenger, or I can't remember what it is, but I need to pick up stuff like that. And then to pick the odd big fight here and there, like, maybe a Eubank fight. I don't know whether Eubank, I don't know what will happen. Maybe Kali Sauland. Maybe this the what do you call it? The super, can't get my words out at the minute. What's the Muhammad Ali trophy? Maybe they can get that on Sky. Maybe they need to get stuff like that on Sky. But it's going to be very difficult without Eddie Hearn. Sky Sports Boxing, and I'll be honest with you, I really like Sky Sports Boxing. I think the production, the marketing machine that Sky have, I think they really promoted boxing and took boxing to another level in this country. I don't know whether DAZN is going to be able to do that. Although DAZN has a lot of money, remember, Sky is everywhere. Everyone watches Sky Sports, and the way they push the fights, they're not going to be doing that now. Eddie Hearn's not going to be having the big marketing machine of Sky pushing the fights. Sky Sports have a big marketing push for those fights. BT doesn't have that. And that's why Sky do crazy numbers. Is DAZN going to be able to be a success like Sky were? Because like I said, I do think Hearn was a big factor, but I also think Sky having the marketing push that they have was also a very big factor. I don't think they're going to have that anymore. Oh, wow. Casuals in the comment. My money is on Canelo all day. 100%. Canelo is a big favorite. Smith was the ring champion and longest reigning champion. That loss put him at number 4. So the ring champion and the longest reigning champion. That loss put him at number 4. I think when you lose, I think you should drop down a little bit. Because I don't think you should be ahead of a champion if you lost. It was allowed by... having said that, Billy Joe did beat Shifat Asufi for a vacant title. So, and Canelo just lost to the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I mean, Callum Smith just lost to the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world in Callum Smith. Callum Smith lost to the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world in Canelo Alvarez. So there's no shame in that. So yeah, you can make a case that he deserves to be ranked higher because Billy Joe, what's his big win at 168? Who's Billy Joe beat at 168? What's his biggest win? Martin Murray? He hasn't beaten anyone at 168. So yeah, you can make a case. Whereas Callum Smith beat George Groves and he beat... yeah, he hasn't done a lot as well, Callum Smith, but at least he's got a name like George Groves on his record. Well, that is Canelo only down for he doesn't have world-class feet, although BJ does. Yeah, he doesn't have world-class feet, but I think he has good enough feet to close the distance. No need for the comments. All boxing fans are welcome. Yeah, all boxing fans are welcome. Of course they are. I have a feeling we're going to see a whole new Canelo with a very mobile style against BJS. Let's see. Canelo's looking good in training. That's what I'll say. Canelo looked really good in training. Canelo is looking really, really light. He's looking really, really good. He's looking ripped as well. So Last Bell Boxing says, Callum Johnson best in his division when active. What, in the whole of the division, or you mean best in the UK? I'd agree with you if you say best in the UK, not in the division. Come on. Surely you're not saying that he's the best light heavyweight in the division. Best in the UK, yeah, I'd agree with you. I think he beats Buatsi, Yard. I think he beats all of those guys. But best in the division, I don't think he's the best in the division. No. Billy French. Now that is a guy who sounds like he talks a lot of sense. That is what I meant when I said he's not upstairs, downstairs, synchronized. He's a very flat-footed fighter. Yeah, I'd agree with you, Last Bell Boxing. He's definitely the best in the British scene, for sure. I think he beats all of those guys. He beats Lyndon Arthur. He beats Yard. He beats Buatsi. I think he beats them all. I think he's got power. He's strong. He's very vulnerable, though. He's got a bit of a dodgy chin. He does get hurt quite a lot. Even that guy on the weekend hurt him. So I personally think Callum Johnson knocks out Yard. I think he can knock. I think he's got serious power, man. He's big. Callum Johnson's big. I know muscles don't win fights, but he is huge. Like, his arms are massive. I think you know what? I saw him on the recently giving an interview before his fight on the weekend, and he was looking drawn. Like, he's a big 175. Like, he's a big guy, and he's strong. He's a big puncher. He's going to take some beating at 175, especially on the British scene. Yeah, we've already seen him fight Beterbiev, but Beterbiev, there's no guy on the British scene that beats Beterbiev, let's be honest. I am a big Canelo supporter fan because that he wants to do, he might continue to be fighting to his hits 40, 168 undisputed, 160 undisputed. The middleweight division reports to be ESPN, Eddie Reynoso. Yeah. Canelo has the capability of becoming undisputed in both divisions and potentially becoming undisputed at 175. 175 is very risky, though. Very risky. Lenny says Canelo wins. Most likely. Holly Inferno says, how much quality is that belt holder if a champion not even top 4 in the weight class? Not much. Because so Billy Joe's top 4, isn't he? Is he not top 4? What's the rankings in the 168-pound division? Listen, Billy Joe hasn't beaten anyone at 168, let's be honest. Neither has Caleb Plant, neither has Benavidez. They've not beaten anyone. Let's be realistic about it. They've not beaten anyone. Callum Smith was the number 1 ranked 168-pounder, and Canelo whooped him. Mike Tyson stated that Canelo in 1 or 2 rounds KOs Billy Joe. I don't agree with that. I think Billy Joe will be a lot more, it'll be a lot better than that. He ain't getting KO'd in 1 or 2 rounds. I'd be very surprised. Seeing his feet movement in his recent videos, I watched a lot of Canelo interviews in Spanish, and there are some amazing things he says. Yeah, his feet movement in his latest videos, he's looking good, man. He's looking good. He's looking strong. I agree. Canelo beats Froch. You're wrong. About Froch, he would walk Canelo down and broke him up, full stop. I'm not sure about that, but each their own. Everyone has their own opinions. Valero did go to prison for murder. Yeah, we touched on that. King Dale Clark says, what do you think of Steve Bunce making fun out of Rigondeaux and the fact that he rarely smiles? I don't know. I don't know. Was there some kind of something? Was he sounding malicious? I don't know. What do you mean by that? That doesn't seem like he was poking fun at him. If he says he doesn't smile, yeah, Rigondeaux seems very serious all the time. It's just the way he is. I don't know. Was he trying to be malicious in something he said? I don't know. This is not going 12 rounds. As soon as Saunders feels the power of Canelo, he is gonna be running faster than the Irish horse. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I personally think Saunders is going to give a good account of himself. Whether he's gonna be running, whether he's gonna be fighting, time will tell. I can't wait, man. I'm so intrigued. I'm so excited to see how Billy Joe gets on with Canelo Alvarez. I think it's just an intriguing matchup. It's an intriguing fight and one that I'm looking forward to. I'm so intrigued for this fight. I think it's a great matchup. It's a great matchup, man. Two champions fighting one another. It's what we want. So Holly Inferno says, if Canelo pulls this full fight in 1 year off, this is amazing feat to me. I really want him to fight David Benavidez. He would be the lineal champ anyway. I really want him to fight David Benavidez. I really want him to fight Arthur Beterbiev. How about that, Holly Inferno? Does that top David Benavidez for you? I really want to fight him to see him fight Beterbiev. For me, that's a better fight as well. I think the Beterbiev fight is a better fight for sure, without question. Without question. It's a better fight. It's a bigger fight. It's a more dangerous fight. So, first fight. Yeah, I admit, he is really looking good shape. Canelo agreed. He is in very good shape. So King Dale Clark says, yes, brother, he made a backhanded comment about Rigo and the fact that he never smiles. It was a joke. He said to Jazz Dickens and Barry. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he means by that. Like, I don't know. But like, Rigo is a great fighter. Rigo is really disrespected in the sense that he was a great talent and a great fighter, and unfortunately, people were ducking him. Carl Frampton didn't want that smoke. He didn't want to fight Rigo. Scott Kidd didn't want to fight Rigo. They didn't want to fight him because he was high risk, low reward. And unfortunately, TV broadcasters didn't want to put him on because he didn't get the views. So it's a really, really sad that, Rigo only got the fights when he was way past his prime. Otherwise, Rigo would have beaten a lot of top guys. He would have beaten all of them. He beat Nonito Donaire, right? But none of them, no one wanted to fight Rigo because they knew how dangerous he was. They knew how good he was. Nobody wanted to go near Rigondeaux. Nobody. Bivol put a statement out there saying he would fight Canelo at any weight. Bivol put a statement out there saying he would fight Canelo at any weight. Yeah. Then fight him at 168. Bivol did say that he could make 168. I remember him saying that, or his team said it. Would that be a good idea? I don't know. He is not a big 175. That's why I think Beterbiev would beat him. But that would be a great fight and one that I would definitely like watching. I would definitely like watching that one. I think that would be a great fight. Great fight. Okay, I know it's a bit random, but who do you think smiles more, Rigo or Cotto? I don't know. I don't really pay much attention to whether they smile or not. Cotto and Rigo, man, both great fighters, man. Great fighters. Both of them are, for me, two top fighters. Two top fighters. Two top fighters. Great fighters. Two fighters that are underappreciated, in my opinion. I think Miguel Cotto gets a lot more credit, but I think Rigo was very underappreciated because he didn't get the fights at the right time. I think Cotto was a beast. Cotto's one of my favorite fighters. I think he was so underappreciated, Cotto. Yeah, his fight with Zab Judah, what a fight! Go watch that fight with Zab Judah. I know Steve Bunce has also made jokes about Cotto once, saying he never smiles. I don't know what he means by that, to be honest. I don't know what who cares if they smile or not. Yeah, man. Richard Brown, what fight are you looking forward to most this weekend, Imran? Mine's Sonny Edwards, and I want to see what Eubank looks like. Yeah, Sonny Edwards, because he's fighting for a world title. Eubank as well, fighting Marcus Morrison. I want to see how he gets on. Parker Chisora as well. Obviously, the main event is one that I always want to see. Okay, so Bradley Doherty says, where does Avanesian go now? Has he last win gave him the fan base to get the TV slots and shots? Yeah, I think he will get the shots. But it's just about finding that big fight now. Now, I think they wouldn't mind fighting Conor Benn, but I don't think Conor Benn wants that work. I don't think Conor Benn wants that work with Avanesian. I don't think he wants that work. I don't think he wants that work. So hopefully Conor Benn fights David Avanesian, and that'll be a great fight. Great fight. Holly Inferno says, facts. That would be a hard fight for Canelo. I would even pay $100 pay-per-view for that. Wow. $100 pay-per-view for that. It would be a great fight. Great fight. Canelo v Beterbiev would be a great fight. Epic fight. One that I would pay for as well. I would pay for. One without question. It would be a great matchup, man. Great matchup. Ergin says, Imran, nice live stream. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Ergin. I appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you giving your comments or commenting in the comment section. Leaving your thoughts about Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo, about other stuff as well. It's great hearing from all of you. It's always great. It's always great. Any other questions, guys, before we make our way to open my fast? It's been almost 2 hours. You know what? Sometimes when a lot of you guys are in the live stream, it flies by, you know. It flies by. The time just flies by. You don't even notice it. It just flies by. 2 hours just fly by. Fly by. It was great. I felt this live stream was great. Thoughts on Ruiz Arreola on pay-per-view? I think it's a joke. Yeah, let's talk about that. I think it's a joke. I think it's a joke, man. I think the pay-per-view for Ari, I don't think that should be pay-per-view. I think that should be free to air. I think free to air on Showtime or wherever it is. I would love to see that on free to air. That's not a pay-per-view fight. I've made my thoughts about that fight known. I think it's just not pay-per-view. Just not pay-per-view. I think it's nonsense, really. Why would you? Are you gonna pay for that? $50 as well. $50 for that. That shouldn't be a pay-per-view for $20 or $10. But again, I guess that's just the way things are. The way things are in the current climate. But listen, man, if you're a boxing fan, you're probably gonna buy it. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You know, really, if you look at it, is Parker Chisora pay-per-view? Do you guys think? Ramirez is like 40-0. Ramirez is like Ramirez. So who's it? So what's Walter saying? The fact that the judges had Canelo ahead of Khan on the scorecard proves the cheating cartel, but he has going. Right, okay. Everyone's taking shots at Canelo because of the scorecards. There's not much we can do about that. We can just watch a great fight. So what's this? John Love says UK trainers are overrated. Who's overrated? Adam Booth, Don Charles, Joe Gallagher, Tunde. People hate Tunde. I think he's got a good chemistry with Anthony Yard, and Anthony Yard doesn't want to leave him. Mark Tibbs, right? Mark Tibbs is a good trainer, yeah. Why do Americans pay so much? Carl Greaves, yeah. Part 2 is coming up on my channel, Imran. He will be updating the channel on David Avanesian. Watch this space. Yeah. Last Bell Boxing is going to be interviewing Carl Greaves. Part 2. He's interviewed him already. Yeah, Gilberto Ramirez. Gilberto Ramirez, a good fighter. Very good fighter, light heavyweight fighter. He's tall, he's strong, and that's another fight that people want to see Canelo have. Joe Gallagher's a very good trainer, yeah. Joe Gallagher's a good trainer. I feel like Adam Booth's a good trainer. Some people say Adam Booth's overrated. I don't know where people come out. Why is he overrated? Why do Americans pay so much for boxing? The culture and the system down there is a lot different to ours. I don't know why. You know, to think about it, I think AJ Fury will probably be $49 here in the UK, like equivalent. So probably about £30. So their pay-per-view for Andy Ruiz and their Andy Ruiz and Ariola pay-per-view would probably be equivalent to what AJ Fury would be here. Do you think they'll make the AJ Fury pay-per-view like 35, 40 pound, or do you think it'll be 30 pound? What is the okay? I'll just stick with DAZN. Lol, yeah, DAZN's good. Mark Tibbs, Carl Greaves. So yeah, so Last Bell Boxing says Joe Gallagher part 1 is available on the channel already. So he's interviewed Carl Greaves, and part 1's available on his channel. Go and have a look. Go and have a look at his interview with Carl Greaves. We are getting great value with DAZN 199. Yeah, we are getting great value. It's great. It's not going to be 199 though. It's going to go up. It's definitely going to go up. The price is going to go up. The price is going to go up to about 5, probably 10 quid. It's not going to stay like that. No way. No way. The price is definitely going to go up. 100% the price is going to go up. And we're going to have to pay more eventually. Without question. Without question, we're going to have to pay more. But that I guess that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Can't wait to see the undercard of AJ Fury. Should be big. Yeah, but is it going to happen though? Is the AJ Fury fight going to happen? I have my doubts now. I have my doubts. I do have my doubts about that fight. I don't know whether that fight's going to happen, to be honest with you. I definitely have my doubts now. It's not looking great, is it? It's not looking great. Hopefully it happens, but I do have my doubts whether that fight happens, to be honest with you. As of right now, like we're not getting that fight. Guys, you know what? I'm going to take a leave now because it's time to open my fast. DAZN is $20 a month or 100 for a year there in the US. Yeah, it is. That's still good price though. You imagine paying $50 to watch Ruiz and Ariola, but you're getting all these big fights, Canelo fights for what, $20 a month. So it's a bargain. It's a bargain. Otherwise, you'd be having to pay what, $80 a fight for Canelo, which would be crazy. Crazy. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna go open my fast, and I'll see you all. I'll see all of you in like, I don't know when I'll do my next live stream. Hopefully I'll do it on Friday. Do some Billy Joe Saunders, and sorry, not Billy Joe Saunders. I'll do it for Parker Chisora. I might do it on Saturday now. Parker and Chisora live stream. So I'll probably do that on Saturday, and I'll try to get one more in before that Saturday as well. I'll try to get one more in probably on Friday or maybe Wednesday. But yeah, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon. And we'll definitely be doing a live. Peace out, Joseph, Luna. Hope you're well. Take care, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you in the next live stream. Take care, guys. I heard DAZN don't appeal to them by layer 89.99 for trash fight. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree, Jose. I'll see you later, guys. Take care. Take care. See you soon. Goodbye. See you, Jose. See you, everyone.